Welcome to Zen Zone Health. Today we're diving deep into a tough topic, the warning signs of a future sociopath or psychopath. Recognizing the signs early on can be the difference between getting a child the help they need or ending up with a whole lot of heartache down the line. We're talking about serious stuff here: manipulation, lack of empathy, cruelty. These aren't just bad habits, they can be red flags. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay with us as we unpack this critical information. This is Zen Zone Health, and we're here to help you navigate the tough stuff. We're talking about a pattern of behavior here, folks, not just an isolated incident. It's about recognizing a lack of empathy, a disregard for rules, a tendency towards manipulation. These are serious issues that can have devastating consequences if left unchecked. Early intervention is key. The sooner we address these issues, the better the chances of a positive outcome. Knowledge is power, and understanding the signs of a potential sociopath or psychopath can help us protect ourselves and our loved ones. Let's talk about the signs.
Let's talk about another sign: a fascination with dark or morbid subjects. I'm talking about an obsession with death, violence, torture. This isn't just a harmless phase, folks. This is a red flag that something isn't right. If you notice a child in your life displaying this kind of morbid fascination, it's crucial to talk to them. Find out what's going on in their heads. Don't be afraid to seek professional help. Early intervention is key. The sooner you act, the better the chances of helping this child.
Now let's talk about punishment insensitivity. Most kids, when they get in trouble, they feel bad. But a child who's insensitive to punishment, they just don't care. They don't see the connection between their actions and the consequences. They don't feel remorse or guilt. This is a huge red flag because it suggests a lack of empathy and a disregard for rules. If you're dealing with a child who shows no remorse, who doesn't seem to care about the consequences of their actions, you need to get help. A therapist can work with the child to develop empathy and understand the importance of rules.
One of the most significant signs of a potential sociopath or psychopath is a profound lack of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Children who lack empathy have a hard time understanding why someone might be upset or hurt. They might laugh at someone who's crying or not understand why their actions are causing pain to others. This lack of empathy is often rooted in a neurological difference. Studies have shown that psychopaths have reduced activity in the amygdala, the part of the brain responsible for processing emotions. If you notice this trait in your child, it's crucial to seek professional help.
Now let's talk about another red flag, a short temper. We're talking about explosive anger that's out of proportion to the situation. These kids have a hair-trigger temper and they lash out aggressively, both verbally and physically. This kind of explosive anger is often a sign of underlying emotional dysregulation. If you're dealing with a child who has a short fuse, it's important to teach them coping mechanisms for their anger. Help them identify their triggers. Teach them how to calm down when they're feeling overwhelmed, and model appropriate ways to express their anger.
Now, we've talked about signs in children, but what about adults? How can you tell if someone you know might be a sociopath or psychopath? One of the biggest red flags is a constant need for control. These individuals need to be in charge of every situation and every person in their lives. They manipulate and control others to get what they want, and they become enraged when they don't get their way. Another sign is a lack of remorse or guilt. They can hurt others emotionally or physically without a shred of conscience. Keep an eye out for superficial charm and glibness. Sociopaths and psychopaths can be incredibly charming and charismatic, but it's all an act.
Let's be clear, folks, lying is their bread and butter. They are masters of deception, weaving elaborate webs of lies to get what they want. And the worst part? They believe their own lies. These aren't just little white lies, folks. These are calculated, manipulative lies designed to serve their own selfish needs. If you catch them in a lie, don't expect a confession. They'll just double down, spin another yarn, and try to make you doubt your own perception of reality. They're experts at gaslighting, making you question your own sanity while they maintain their facade of innocence. The best way to deal with these master manipulators is to trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is.
Now, you might think someone who's so good at manipulating and controlling others would have sky-high self-esteem, but the truth is, it's often the opposite. Deep down, they're riddled with insecurity and self-doubt. And how do they deal with those uncomfortable feelings? By putting others down. They're masters of subtle digs, backhanded compliments, and thinly veiled insults. They thrive on feeling superior to those around them. Don't let them get away with it. Call them out on their behavior.
One of the most infuriating things about these individuals is their blatant hypocrisy. They'll preach about honesty and integrity while lying through their teeth. They'll demand loyalty while betraying you at every turn. They'll talk about compassion and empathy while treating others with utter disregard. They're masters of compartmentalization, able to hold conflicting beliefs and behaviors without batting an eye. The best way to deal with a hypocrite is to call them out on their inconsistencies.
Ever feel like you're dealing with a different person depending on the day? That's another hallmark of a sociopath or psychopath. They wear multiple masks, adapting their personality to fit the situation and the people they're with. They might be charming and charismatic one minute, cold and calculating the next. They're masters of reading people, figuring out what makes you tick, and then morphing into the person they think you want them to be. It's all part of the manipulation, folks. The key is to pay attention to inconsistencies in their behavior. If you start to notice a pattern of incongruence, trust your gut.
Get ready for a wild ride, folks, because where a sociopath or psychopath goes, drama follows. They're like magnets for chaos and conflict, always stirring the pot and creating drama wherever they go. They crave attention and they don't care if it's positive or negative. They're masters of manipulation, playing the victim, the hero, the martyr, whatever role gets them the attention they crave. If you find yourself caught in their web of drama, the best course of action is to disengage. Walk away from the chaos and let them find someone else to entertain them.
Let's be clear. Manipulation is their superpower. They're experts at pulling strings, pushing buttons, and getting people to do what they want, often without those people even realizing they're being played. They're masters of persuasion, using charm, guilt, fear, or any other tactic that works to get their way. They'll prey on your weaknesses, exploit your insecurities, and twist your words to make you doubt yourself. The key to combating their manipulation is awareness. Recognize the tactics they use, and most importantly, set boundaries.
Now, we've talked about their short tempers, but their anger goes beyond the occasional outburst. It's a simmering rage that lurks beneath the surface, ready to erupt at any moment. They have a hair-trigger temper and a complete lack of control over their anger. The smallest thing can set them off, sending them into a blind rage that can be terrifying to witness. If you're dealing with someone who struggles with excessive anger, it's important to prioritize your own safety. Remove yourself from the situation and seek professional help if necessary.
Now, let's talk about their relationships, or lack thereof. Sociopaths and psychopaths are incapable of genuine intimacy and love. They see relationships as transactions, a means to an end. They're often promiscuous, engaging in a string of short-term relationships or casual encounters. If you're in a relationship with someone who exhibits these traits, it's important to protect your heart. Don't ignore the red flags. So, we've covered a lot of ground, folks. We've talked about the signs, the behaviors, the manipulation. The more we understand about sociopathy and psychopathy, the better equipped we'll be to recognize the signs and protect ourselves. Set boundaries. These individuals are masters of manipulation and exploitation, so it's crucial to establish clear boundaries and enforce them consistently. Finally, prioritize your own well-being. Dealing with a sociopath or psychopath can be emotionally draining and psychologically damaging. Don't be afraid to seek professional help if you need it.
Thank you for watching Zen Zone Health. This has been a tough but necessary conversation. Remember, our goal isn't to diagnose or label anyone. It's about understanding the signs, protecting ourselves, and getting help if needed. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends and family. Stay informed, stay safe, and take care of yourselves.